Designing and building a new car is not the world's easiest job, but when you're talking about a brand that has a loyal following, building one of their biggest sellers, that job becomes just that little bit more difficult. That's what Honda was faced with when building their new Civic. That and a few unexpected problems. Like an 8.9 magnitude earthquake-induced tsunami that caused huge disruptions in the whole process. But better late than never, here it is, the 9th generation Civic, a badge that has previously won the Car of the Year title and is taking the sales fight to the likes of the Mazda 3, Hyundai Elantra and the all-conquering Toyota Corolla. On the face of it, there's not much new to this 9th generation Civic, but put this one and the old one next to each other and you'll notice a more aerodynamic front end. At the rear there are new tail lights with some not very flattering plastic bits stuck on there as well. But one thing you probably wouldn't have noticed is that this car, unlike just about every new version of every other car ever made, is actually shorter than the old one. Not by much, just 15 millimeters. A shorter car generally means less internal space, but a repackaged interior allows for more cabin room than before. Very clever. It's not exactly mold-shatteringly good-looking, this car, but it's handsome enough, especially the profile. Our test car came standard with nice additional touches like 16-inch alloy wheels, chrome door handles and front fog lights. My least favorite bit on the Civic is undoubtedly the plastic tabs protruding inwards from the rear lights. They really do look like a bit of an afterthought executed in a hurry. Honda interiors are generally very nice places to be with their good ergonomics and their holographic bits, and they're usually a very long list of standard toys. The Civic has all of that, but some of the materials are a bit of a downgrade. This sparkly plastic, for example, is a bit cheap Chinese. On the upside, you can personalize your dashboard. Like this. That clever interior packaging I mentioned earlier amounts to 40 millimeters more legroom at the back and a boot that's over 10% bigger than the previous generation. It may not be wrapped up in the best material in the world, but the dashboard is still ergonomically spot on, with controls that are within easy reach and an interface that's easy to use. Our top-of-the-range test car included Bluetooth, USB, climate control and a multifunction steering wheel, auto lights and wipers, as well as a tire pressure monitor. Safety bits across the range include dual front airbags, ABS with EBD and brake force distribution. One of the first things you notice about the new Civic is that for a family sedan it is quite a lot of fun to drive, even when you drive it in a not very family sedan kind of way. The 5-speed automatic gearbox does a good job and you don't even have to use the paddles. Honda have fun as one of their core values and they've managed to engineer more than just a bit of it into this car. That particular aspect of the car is a little odd considering, by their own market research-based admission, performance is one of the least important aspects to the South African Honda buyer. All I can say to that market then is, don't be scared. Try push your Civic a little harder than you normally would and you'll find that it's an even better and even more capable car than you'd originally bargained for. For the first time in a Civic, you can get a 1.6-litre petrol with 92 kilowatts and 151 newton meters. Our test car is fitted with the other choice, an 1800 with 104 kilowatts and 174 newton meters. You can opt for manual or automatic across the range. As well as being shorter than the last Civic, the new one is also lighter. Together with the uprated 1800 motor, it now has one of the best power-to-weight ratios in its class, and some impressive fuel consumption claims, 6.6 litres per 100 kilometers in the combined cycle. Another feature that's part of the Civic package is an economy mode. It adjusts the engine, aircon and automatic gearbox to make things a little more efficient and usually less exciting. Except this time around the changes aren't as intrusive as they are, say, in our Honda CR-Z long-term car. The economy mode in there basically sucks all the joy out of the drive, but in this car it quietly makes some changes in the background without making the car feel as though it's got the power output of a lawnmower. This Honda is one of those surprising packages that doesn't particularly look like anything special to drive, but it delivers real enjoyment, thanks largely to some clever tech. These days we're used to having electronics as part of every car's makeup. Electronic stability control, ABS, EBD. The Civic does have its fair share of acronyms, although they're not there just to save the day and come in at the last minute when you're faced with certain death. The electronics in here are actually designed to make the drive more fun. An example? The cornering G-shift function of the automatic gearbox that will realize when you're pressing through a bend and hold the optimal gear. Then there's the power steering system that will actually help you make it around that corner by offering a measure of countersteer should you be trying a little too hard. And the Civic doesn't mind what kind of driver you are. Take it easy and it'll be smooth and relaxing. Push it and it responds brilliantly, but always stays comfortable. It may have had a delayed arrival, but now that it's here, I can say that the new Honda Civic was definitely worth the wait. Assuming, of course, you were actually waiting for one. It might be let down just a little bit by some interior and some styling bits, but you can easily forgive it those small shortcomings because it is such an enjoyable drive. And at 230,000 Rand for the entry-level 1.8, it might be mid-priced, but it's a top choice. A high-tech 4-cylinder engine with variable valve timing allows above-average performance, while the Autobox contributes to a stress-free motoring experience. The result is a superb all-round package with value and driver appeal on its side. Its high standard, though, means that even small niggles are easily apparent.